My name is Peter Clay. Okay, well, this is about Aeropack Rocketry, which is our club. We fly out of the Black Rock Desert 4 times a year. Well, we actually have 4 launches 3 times a year. And we are a 501c3 educational nonprofit. I'm the launch director and the community outreach director. And what we do is we go around and we fly these very large, high-powered rockets on solid propellant. We'll go out and camp out on the playa for up to 4 days at a time. And like I said, we fly varying sizes of rocketry, but most of them are high-powered rockets that are flying on an ammonium perchlorate composite propellant, which is a solid fuel like the space shuttle uses. We have onboard computers and sensors so that we can record what our rockets do. And we reach an average of anywhere from 3 to 5 miles on a regular basis, and we've got guys that are going up to 100,000 feet.
Is Black Rock Desert the same place to do the Burning Man?
It's the exact same place that Burning Man is held. We go a little further out onto the playa, though, because of what we're doing. You know, we don't want to be that close to the road in case one of our rockets does come down. But yes, it's the same location. It's a beautiful place. And it is a perfect place for doing what we do.
Yeah, where's the association located at? Or is it all over the...
We're actually an international club. We actually have members that are in Taiwan. We have members that are in Japan. We have members here in the UK, the United States. Some here in the UK. So we're I guess centrally we're located here in the Bay Area. The core member, the board of directors are pretty much all here locally in the Bay Area. But all our launching is done in Nevada at the Black Rock Desert because we are strictly a high power club. And we're really about experimental rocketry and pushing the edge, both with the construction technology as well as with any kind of tracking GPS technologies that we can find that we get to go out and play with.
Okay. Also, do you have a website?
Yes, we do. It's www.aeropack.org. This is an inert grain, but this is basically what a grain of one of the solid rocket motors looks like. And this would be ammonium perchlorate, and then any type of various different types of metals. It could be iron oxide, it could be copper. It is suspended in an HTPB like synthetic rubber matrix, and then it's cured to create these solid grains. These are then stacked. This is a 38 millimeter size, so this would be up to a J class rocket motor. This could go up to an M class, but these are then stacked inside of an aluminum reusable casing, and then you have your nozzle here, and then they're lit from the very top, and they burn down and through the core as they burn out. This is the core. This is how it starts. That's where the burn starts. It starts in the core, and they burn from the core out to the outer edge and from the top down. Okay, and basically what this is an average of, well, if you were to compare it to like your standard little Estes rocket motors, the same size rocket motor that is an Estes motor that is, say, a D class, if it was made with this, would be an E class. It basically doubles the thrust value.
This is my carbon fiber minimum diameter 54 millimeter rocket. It flies on anywhere from H class to I class motors. It has flown 12,904 feet on an Aerotech K270 White Lightning. It has broken the speed of sound with the Jameson Marino special propellant, which is a K725. Weighs about 3 pounds empty, and fully loaded can weigh anywhere from 4 pounds to 10 pounds. And I think that's about it.
So yeah, this is an example of a 2-stage rocket. This rocket traveled about 3.5 miles high and broke the sound barrier when about Mach 1.5. It was a lot of fun with this rocket because when we had onboard video camera, and this sparked a lot of interest across the globe because the fins appeared to turn into flags at one point in time and then go back to solid. It was also spotted by, as you notice, it's called the USS Bakula, named after the actor Scott Bakula, and that's because the kit was called a Quantum Leap, and he had that TV show, and he, of course, was the captain of the Enterprise. And the president of his fan club saw this, sent him a photo, and Scott autographed it and mailed it back to me. But it is now in a state of repair because we did crack 2 fins, but we're going to refly this again to prove to people that the fins did not turn into flags, but they actually stayed solid. It was a camera artifact, but like I said, it sparked a discussion all across the globe. Over here we have Mercury Joe. This is an actual honest-to-God G.I. Joe capsule here, which we fly G.I. Joe in. It has 3 onboard cameras, one looking down in the tower, one inside the capsule with Joe, and one on the booster section. This will actually, when this launches, it only goes about 3,000 feet, so it's very spectacular to see, and it will actually deploy in 3 separate sections. This will come down as one piece under a parachute. The capsule will then free fall for over 1,000 feet before it finally releases its parachute, kind of simulating the real capsule reentry, and the tower will also come in under its own parachute. And Joe has flown several times over the years and has got quite a fan base. This is the largest scale model kit of a Saturn V that was on the market. It's flown by another one of our club members, Eric Ebert. And you can see it actually has, to scale, it will fly on 5 separate motors So when it takes off and lifts off, you look like you're looking at the real thing. A beautifully flying rocket. This is about a 1/3 scale of a Canadian sounding rocket called the Black Brant. Okay, and yeah, and this flies on an M-class motor. It will travel approximately 2 miles up into the atmosphere at about 1.5 times the speed of sound. It is made out of cardboard tubing that's been fiberglassed and a Nomex and honeycomb carbon fiber sandwiched fin material, so that this rocket can withstand probably about 18 to 20 G's of force without having any problems whatsoever.
My name is Mike Thielvold, and this is the Lepidoptera. Lepidoptera is the order that is butterflies and moths fall into, and it's built on top of a Dodge van, so that's the explanation of the name. This was a project that was started last year, and it was originally started as a art car for Burning Man, and now it's moved on to be an art project. And as you see, it's built on top of this van, and basically we wanted some sort of harmony with a very striking design, so we went with this large wing skeleton structure that will eventually be canvassed with aviary wire, and it's hydraulically actuated this year so that we don't have any problem with wind, and you can move them up and down, so it's an articulating design. And it's going to be running on this gasifier here. The gasifier itself is essentially a conversion process. It takes solid biomass as fuel and heats it and releases gas, which can then be burned in an engine. So this is kind of a novel design. It involves some external recirculation and a two-chamber design that allows you to control the temperature happening at the different stages of the gasification. So that allows people to actually participate with the gasifier by controlling these valves, one for the air intake and one for the actual recirculation rate. And that will let you determine essentially how aggressively you want to run the gasifier, meaning how much fuel you're producing, how hot or how much energy is in the fuel you're producing, and that's in tension with how clean the fuel is. So that's going to cause the sculpture to move. That actually runs the engine that drives the van around, and the van, just through its alternator, charges the battery, which powers the hydraulics.